All right, guys. This tonight's title about it. This your boy, the Heat,
It's your boy, the Deets.
Kemmo.
and we have a special guest tonight. Senator Marvin Blyden is with us tonight. Senator,
Good
introduce yourself.
evening. Good evening,
Good night.
gentlemen. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Thanks for having me and being on your show, and I look forward to having a very good discussion and dialogue with you guys.
All right, so I'm gonna just say welcome to the show, of course. We want to talk to you tonight about the Virgin Islands. We know a lot is going on, and we see so much with the virus. People with their jobs, sick, quarantine. We got a few things that we want to hear. Just like yourself that are in office and really give us. So we'll start off with the first question. When do you think this will end? Like, when do you think things will kind of really get back to normal in the territory?
When do I think things will get back to normal in the territory? First of all, I must say, in terms of normal, things will never be the same. We have a new normal, as a matter of fact. And as far as time frame, I honestly do not believe it's going to be no time soon. Let me tell you why. As a matter of fact, when it comes to most of our businesses here in the territory and throughout the United States, normalcy is a thing of the past. Because first of all, as you may know, this pandemic that we are fighting, COVID-19, is an enemy that we cannot see. You understand? And it does not discriminate. And when we talk about normalcy, especially here in the territory, as you can see, there are no cruise ships. We are a tourist destination. Cruise ship will not be coming no time soon. I believe they're going to be here within 3 months. Many businesses are still closed. I know the governor gave permission to, like, the movies, the bowling alley, and other businesses to start having a soft opening. But at the same time, that has concerned me in so many ways. Because knowing many of us, you're young, you go to the movies with your girlfriend and what have you, you're not going to want to social distance. It's dark, the lights are off, you're into the movie. You know what I'm saying? Things are going to happen. So as far as opening, how soon? Honestly, I cannot give you an honest answer, but I know it's not going to be normal again no time soon. And it's going to be a new normal. Things cannot be the same. Remember 911, things changed drastically. Things are going to change again with this pandemic. So I'm just trying to be honest with you. I cannot see us opening too soon. We need to have a serious plan in place where the governor is putting plans in place in terms of opening, in terms of rules and regulation when it comes to some businesses. As you know, right now, we talk about opening and being normal. Everyone has to have a mask right now to go into any business. You understand? So normal, those days are over.
All right. Now that we do know that, I have a question that I think everyone in the territory really is trying to figure out right now. And that question is, when can we really expect to get our stimulus checks? Because I know a lot of us in the state, a lot of people in the States have gotten their checks already, and we'll be hearing a bunch of different things where the governor is supposed to do this, the president is supposed to do that, and what people really just need those checks. Like, when do you think things kind of come around where people in VI really be able to get that stimulus check so that they can really live and take care of certain things that backed up on?
Ah, boy, and that's a difficult question, and let me tell you why it's a difficult question. As you know, there are a lot of moving parts because we are in a territory, like the other territories, and we have a merit taxation system, and we do not file our taxes like we do in the States. So we don't take our tax return back from the federal IRS. In the States, they have a one-tier system where they get a check directly from the IRS. But here, we get our check from the Bureau in Internal Revenue. Now, this creates a special situation here in the territory for us because it takes additional steps, to coordinate between us and the federal government and the government as a whole in order to process those checks, etc. Now, with that being said, let me tell you additionally, right? As you have probably read in the news, there have been some issues back and forth in terms of what paperwork was filled out, if it was filled out properly, etc., etc. But nonetheless, I must say, right, that when it comes to tax refunds here in the territory, I believe it's a cash flow issue. What I mean by that, as you know, they had the global crisis back in, I believe, 2008. We didn't fully recover from that. Then we had the closing of Provenza. We didn't recover from that fully. We had 2 Cat 5 hurricanes. We still are trying to recover from that. So I believe our tax return issue has many different aspects to it. And with all of the different crises that have happened in a short time span, we have a cash flow problem. So as far as tax return, it's like the government trying to prioritize its bills when it comes to its vendors, when it comes to its employees, when it comes to making sure you pay the GRS payments, when it comes to making sure you pay the insurance, that folks may continue to check on themselves and have health and wealth in the territory. So it's like you and your household and you're juggling which bills to pay first in order to maintain your household. And I believe the government here has the same problem in terms of tax returns. And I'm going to be honest with you, that the sleepless night that I believe most senators and the governor has every day in terms of figuring out how to keep and stay afloat as a government and also honor the obligation like paying the tax returns on time. But with what's going on right now with this COVID-19 and all the other issues that we are facing, as you can see, no businesses are open, there are no revenues coming in, and we are trying to see how we can stay afloat and still manage the government and keep our people safe. And health and safety must come first, as you know, in all situations. So as far as tax returns, I know they had a schedule to give a certain amount of tax return every so often in terms of a schedule. But right now, that schedule, I do not believe, and I'm not the governor, but I do not believe as a senator, and based on what I'm seeing with our revenues and what we bring in on a daily basis, I do not see tax return being at the top of that list in terms of keeping the government afloat. So as far as tax return, I believe we could have probably been more creative with the stimulus money, and instead of paying water, where the money goes directly to water and it does not circulate in our economy, we could have taken that money that we gave to water and paid tax return with those funds. So I'm just a senator. Right now we're on a state of emergency and the governor is in charge, but I would have taken those stimulus funds that went to water and maybe give it to IRB in order to issue tax return to my people. That way they can decide how they want to spend those funds and it can circulate in our economy in terms of assisting in many areas, whether it be to assist you with your rent because you have an issue paying your rent, or with food, or with equipment, or what have you. But you would have been the one to decide how you spend that money, and I believe I would have used those funds in that manner. But like I say, the government is trying his best. He has his administration, he has his advisors, but I just think I, Marvin Blyden, would have done that if I was in charge and had the opportunity to address some issues, because I understand and know people earn the tax return, it is theirs, and they need it, especially at this time. But like I said, right now, the government, we must prioritize and try to keep our people safe first and foremost, and to be able to pay the bills and pay our vendors in order to keep our government going. That's a long and short of it.
So I agree with that because what I've really been, there are some stuff I've been really concerning, especially with how they're handling the money. And why do they think that they have to decide that they're going to pay WAPA? I think WAPA getting money right now isn't really a priority. I think they could remain open regardless with a limited budget of essential employees to keep the power on, and later down, you can tell people, okay, yeah, you use that money to pay WAPA, but I think people need to eat. You know,
I
it's like,
I kind of agree with that, and I believe in the future, moving forward, what we need to do and what we have been trying to do is diversify our economy. Right now, with the only game in town right now is the government, the local government. You understand? And we must find other creative ways of bringing revenues. Like the financial market, the financial area, in terms of our sea and marine industry. We need to really improve that industry, and also our EDC companies and investors. Many times people complain about the benefits that we are giving to those individuals, but we got to understand it's a global market. We are all competing for the same customers and the same investors. And in order for us to be competitive, we must offer something that's going to attract them, but at the same time, it must be a level playing field in terms of the return on our investment. So it's a situation where money folks complain and damn if you do, damn if you don't. But at the same time, we must be creative and find other ways of bringing revenues to our territory. This COVID-19 has showed us and has basically put it out there for everyone to see that we need to have more than one market, not just tourism. There are many other markets, like we just passed several bills in session yesterday, like the blue economy, the financial market, agriculture. So there are other areas that we must dive into and get serious about it. The trades in terms of for instance, right now, since it's very slow, we can actually increase many of those programs, especially those federally funded programs, like the Envision program that the Housing Finance Authority has. They have over $250 million to assist in rebuilding individual homes. We have over 50 contractors waiting to start a program. And I must say, I had them on my show last evening, and it was a pretty good show because basically what it spoke in reference to about starting a program hopefully next week. So many of the contractors, you're going to see boots on the ground. You're going to start seeing hammer and nail going on. You're going to see home being repaired. And I was very happy to hear that news because they're actually going to start doing exactly what needs to be done. Right now, we need other revenues and dollars to flow into our coffers. While it's pretty slow, everything else is gone. Starting halt. So those areas need to increase. The road project that I'm seeing coming online, I'm happy to see that also. They're actually increasing those projects in terms of striping the roads while there are not so many traffic right now going on. They're talking about paving other roads. So I'm happy to see those types of programs rolling out, and that's going to assist us in terms of bringing dollars in at this time to assist in paying the tax returns. But in the future, I believe those type of initiatives need to be increased. That way we don't have to depend on one sector, but it's diversified and there's money flowing throughout our community because it's a cash flow issue we have in terms of paying the tax return on a timely basis. I wanted to add that to the discussion also.
Okay. I have another question for you. Most people, like on the mainland, seem to get their checks via direct deposit, or at least have that option. Why don't we have that option here? Because
you mean for the elderly residents?
No, I mean like direct deposit for everyone. Like when you get in your tax returns, like why don't we have that option? Or if we do, I don't know about it. Because I've never been given the option of direct deposit when I'm filing taxes. Because I think
that's a good question because I believe that has something to do with their system. And I believe the last we spoke to the director for IRB, that question came, and I believe they are upgrading their system to do several other things in addition to that. And I believe that will assist them not only with having direct deposit, but it will assist them with tracking many businesses. Because we have an honor system here, as you may know or may not know, but we have an honor system here, and with them basically improving their database and their system and the IRB, it will be able to track every single business. You will be able to have individuals pay their money direct on a monthly basis and on and on and on. So technology is the key. That's another area we need to dive into also, but technology is the key, and I believe that with the improvement at the Bureau, it will assist not only with individuals getting the money through direct deposit, but also it will assist increase the business side and in terms of streamlining the process, it would also assist in that area. So I believe that I will follow up with that with the director and see what is being done and what can be done, and also report back to you.
Right. Because I just from me doing the research, I know print checks are really expensive. Like you would have to pay for the checks itself, the envelopes, the ink to print them, the maintenance of the machine. You have to pay staff that's going to be there to actually print those checks and then mail them out. Then you have to pay for stamps and then the post office. So overall, you're spending money just to give people back their money. Whereas if you gave direct deposit, it would cost less. Even if it's like, because we know things are backed up here in the VI and we get kind of thinking, it's like another process to pass through. Like if you told me, okay, you know what, let me pay $1 to process this check to get direct deposit. I don't mind paying $1 to get my tax check early. Because at that point, it's efficient and it costs the government, it saves the government money, as a matter of fact. Some of those monies to go towards something else.
Exactly, and that's why I said it will streamline the process and assist in many other ways, which is saving money also. So I do agree.
I have one other question regarding our nightlife and people being able to go out. After this pandemic has passed by, because I personally believe that the nightlife is directly related to tourism. If people don't come here and want us to stay here for a weekend on a consistent basis, and we just rely on the cruise ships, we go, when season is out, that means we're losing money. So what do you think is going to happen to allow like different people in the entertainment business, club owners, promoters, potential people in that business, what's going to be done to them to help to build that industry?
Boy, I'm going to be very, I'm going to be honest and frank. I'm going to be honest and frank. I honestly believe that the nightlife, in terms of club, etc., that's going to be the last sector that the government is going to let open. And let me tell you why. And it's a matter of fact. Okay, it has been proven because we have a cheat sheet to me. I call it a cheat sheet because we have gotten this pandemic after most of the states like New York and other hotspots. And we have seen what it has done. And we know what works and what does not work. And it is a fact in every state that social distancing works. It is proven that every state that did a lockdown from early and were able to keep their folks indoors and maintain the social distancing, they are the ones that are going to open first and benefit first. Okay? The more you keep people together and gather together, it's going to take longer to recover, way longer to recover. So I understand, I myself, I have been on the phone every day, on the computer every day, speaking to my constituencies, doing outreach, doing so much, but at the same time trying to keep my social distancing. But many individuals are frustrated, they're tired of being home. I get it. But at the same time, we must be very careful because with all of the hard work we have done so far and all of the gains we have made by trying to maintain social distancing, by keeping, the stay-at-home order mandate for some time, for like 6+ weeks now, to just let the nightlife come back and everyone just go out and start to do what they got to do again. We don't want to take that chance in terms of losing everything within days or weeks. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be very, very careful about how we open, especially with those areas in terms of the nightlife and clubs, etc. We got to be very, very careful because you would have lost everything you have worked so hard for, and many of the funding that's there for us to utilize in order to stay home. Because remember now, those federal dollars that came here are there in order for folks to eat while they're not working, and folks get a paycheck while they're at home, because most states have mandated curfew. We have not done that for, but the government has mandated a stay-at-home order. So those funds are to use for that specific purpose. Okay? So by the time we reopen and it's safe for folks to go out again and all those dollars are gone, if you do it too fast, where are you going to get money from to maintain your people? Where are you going to get hospital beds from? You understand where I'm coming from? So you got to be very careful. I understand that we want to get back out there, but at the same time, we must be very careful and cautious about that. And I've spoken about that in depth to include a press release because it has been proven in the past. In 1918 with the Spanish flu epidemic, it is there, the record is there, and I've done my research. And for those businesses that did exactly what I said, they were good. But those that opened too fast, the second wave of infection were way more than the first because they opened the economy too quick. And it cost them way more money, it cost them way more lives. So we must learn from our mistakes. And if there are examples there to teach us, we must look at that and move forward because I do not want to lose one life in the territory to reckless or quick responses because folks want something. It's not about that, it's about doing the right thing by the people and for the people. And I believe that we must be very careful in just going back out there and just acting like it's normal. Things are not normal anymore. You know, things are not normal. Right now, my co-worker, dad was one of those individuals that died. He had a pandemic. His mom right now had the pandemic and she's home on a breathing machine. And he was speaking to me shortly before I came online. And I do get it. And he said people really need to understand this thing is real. You know, he was home for 3 weeks plus. You know, so you gotta be very careful to understand it ain't no one you might have known that's been affected, but when it hits home, you really understand what it's all about. So I just think we need to be very careful and really practice social distancing and really try to stay safe and basically listen to what the governor and his team of experts are saying and try to do the best we can in terms of maintaining this pandemic because I would not want to be in his shoes because he's the first governor who have faced such a challenge, you know. But like I said, there are many lessons to be learned and there's many examples that's there for us to follow. And I'm just trying to basically put in my 2 cents and do what I can based on what I've seen and based on my research and based on history to basically warn people of what should and should not be done and what can be done in the best way and the best practices. And that's all I can do. And I'll just try to contribute all that I can as a public official. So that's my answer to your question. I know it's not what you want to hear, but that's just the fact of the matter.
Yeah, you know, what is true is what is true. I know a lot of people have asked that question because a lot of people are anxious. They've been home, but y'all heard the senator staying home right now would be the best option. And the sooner we stay home and we get this over with, the sooner we back out and we could all fit like we want. I know some of my friends here, of my members on this panel, they also have questions for you. So I'm gonna let them get in. I know I've been talking a lot and I've been asking some questions. So I'm gonna let board and I'm gonna let them shoot. I think we're gonna start with Deets. Senator Marvin Blyden is here.
All right. Good night. Buenos noches. Hello, everyone. Senator Blyden, is great to be in your presence. And my name is Adito Garnett Jr., better known as Deets. So I have like a little bit of questions, just a little bit, just to keep the time duration. So my first question would be, where can we, the people, start preparations for future destructive diseases in case of misinformation?
Very well. That's a very good question. I believe that much can be done in terms of our people and in terms of our businesses. First of all, we must, number one, prepare to feed ourselves. This pandemic has taught us one thing, and it's going to get real bad, because as a matter of fact, Tyson Food have laid off 30,000 employees, and other businesses have been laying off people like crazy. So we must, number one, be able to feed ourselves. Secondly, we have, how we can say all the time, we are pretty good at preparing ourselves for at least 3 months. So we need to think on that level on a regular basis because this is not a pandemic or disease that's going to come in addition to hurricanes. And I want to remind the folks that we are in hurricane season, effective June the 1st. So please prepare yourself. Plan with your family, save a little rainy day fund. I know the government, we have failed in that endeavor in terms of having a rainy day fund. Always have a rainy day fund for you and your family because that's very important to have cash on hand in case of any emergency. We must also, like I said, stock up on supplies, dry goods, water, etc. But there's a lot we can do. Walk with with your neighbors, with your friends. See if you can trade whatever you need. You might have a lot of something, you might need something else, and you can't get it off island. See if you can trade or barter between each other because we used to do that for years. Back in the day of ancestors used to do that. So there are many creative stuff we can do as a society, as a people, as a business, to prepare for any future pandemic or any future hurricane or what have you. We must be able to maintain ourselves, have emergency equipment, have a first aid kit. But these are the little things that we can do, because the little things you do is what makes a big difference. That's just some of the ideas I have as a people of how we can prepare for future pandemics.
Okay, I like that. I like that, man. I actually respect that. Yes. So.
Oh, and also make sure we eat healthy, because it's important also now. That way you don't have to worry about going to the hospital and being sick or not being able to keep up. That's always important.
Oh yeah, and especially just stay a little fit too, just in case you have to be like staying home, because you don't want to be lounging, slouching all the time. You have to be able to keep up with your health as well.
Exactly, and it also helps you fight off immune and all diseases better when you're more healthy.
Most definitely. My next question would be, why the process of our own people that want to start their own lineage of business or getting hired, especially those who have a degree or gotten a degree, does take long to start other than non-natives? If I said that
repeat that question for me, please.
Okay, yeah. No, I was asking, right? So I said, why does the process of our own natives that want to start their own business, and especially those who have a degree in what they study for, does take long, like it does take longer than those who are non-natives? Yeah.
It's funny that you asked me that question, because way before I was a senator, I complained for years, because I remember when I came up from California, I was excited. I wanted to open my own business. I managed and opened the first Taco Bell here. I had my own business for many years. And what discouraged me, and you're correct, I went and tried to get a spot at the time because I wanted to open a first, like a Texas pick, but Mexican food, on wheels. And I did everything I had to. I looked for the spot. I did everything. Could not get a spot for any reason. And then they basically forced me because I couldn't get a spot to actually go on Main Street. I had a restaurant on the waterfront. My bills, my overhead every month was $10,000. Okay, $10,000. And the same time I got my restaurant on Main Street, I had to come up with a large investment. Okay, I saw other individuals that you said, non-natives. You understand? With the same areas I wanted to get, and I could have gotten, because I knew what I was doing. I had a plan. I already had my pit, and I couldn't use it. So to answer your question, I can take from personal experience. I honestly do not understand it. I know many of those individuals I dealt with were local natives also, and they are the one that was in charge. So how is it you are not looking out for your own, but you're looking out for everyone else? That's a problem we have in the society, and people don't like to talk about it, but it's the truth. We do not look for our own, but yet we invite and embrace everyone else. You see what I'm saying? But it's a problem when we try to embrace our own and lift up our own. We won't do it. Why is that? I honestly cannot answer that for you. I know as a senator, and that is one of the reasons why I ran, I do everything in my power to empower my own. and everyone else. But at the same time, I treat everyone on a level playing field. I don't lift up one and leave another one behind. I treat everyone the same, and that's the way it should be done. If I come first
Mm-hmm.
and I have the credentials, give me a fair opportunity to assist and do what I need to do. Don't
You're
hold
hitting
me
the
down
nail.
because I'm one of you and you don't want to see me rise up. If I rise up, you rise up too because we are the same. So I honestly cannot tell you why it's done or why they do it. I do not know if it's a mentality. I do not know, but I know that's one of the reasons why I'm here. And I try to basically get away from that and work with everyone on the same level playing field because we all have something to contribute to this society because it's all about home. You know, it don't matter where you're from, but at the same time, you cannot hold your own down because they're from here. And it has been happening for years. So I cannot answer why it's happening, but it's been happening too long. And hopefully, it does not happen anymore because of individuals like myself and yourself speaking out against it and doing something about it. That's all I can say about that, to be honest with
Okay, so I'm so glad that you actually input that because I actually feel that way too. So that actually leads to my last question, which actually came as a good delivery for after this one. So why is it when it comes to negativity that our very own natives will come together other than for positivity? Sorry, shouldn't positivity be up to this highest point or pinnacle?
you. You know, and I know
Yeah.
negativity sells. Look at your daily newspaper every single day. Do you know how much good news we have to spread on a regular basis? Especially with many of our offices, we give them great information and they never print it. Never.
Mm.
Anything negative they print. So it starts with our public relations, it starts with our news outlets, it starts with even television. People, and I'm sorry to say the society, positivity does not sell. Positivity is not popular. Positivity is a problem when it comes to many individuals, and it's sad. It is sad, very sad, because there are so many positive things happening in our community. There are so many positive people in our community that are doing great things, but they rarely get noticed. They rarely get their recognition. They rarely get exposed to the height they should. I mean,
Hmm.
since the pandemic, there have been so many positive things happening here in our community. I've been involved in many of them, but you never see it. You know, unless you don't post it yourself, no one knows the thing, man. Nothing is happening positive. Everyone is down. No one is doing nothing for anyone, and that's far from the truth. But they want to print the negative stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly
Yeah.
don't know why, but only God knows. And we need to come better than that. I believe many non-for-profit organizations need to get more involved in terms of public relations and putting their information out there. Many times I'm like, why aren't you putting this out there? I'll take it from them and put it on my Facebook page. You know, I print it out. I only print positive stuff. I don't print nothing negative. I print positive stuff. I put out positive stuff. Anyone doing anything positive and I see it, I share it. You understand where I'm coming from? So we as the people ourselves need to assure that once we see anything positive, we share it. We tell individuals about it. Anything that's good news for my people, I spread the news. I go to my colleagues, please share it because it's good news for the community as a whole. It's not mine, but it's all of ours because it's good news. And we need to start being creative and trying to assist in terms of spreading good news. But I do not know why um, we love negative stuff, you know, negative information. And when it comes to the good news, especially when it comes to our young people, you don't hear anything about it. It's hidden. It's a big secret, you know. So that's just the way it has been. But we need to change the mindset. And I believe it's up to people like myself and you, and your platform and my platform and other platforms to spread the good news, because that's what God said: spread the good news, spread the gospel. So we must do that. That's our job, and that's
I
what I think about.
actually love that feedback, man, because everything's supposed to have a balance, man. When you ain't got everything out of balance, everything will just be out of whack. You know what I mean? So it's
Exactly.
just like the time when he had the Rock City concert in Chicken and Bowling, right? And they introduced you. It's like I hear good things about you, man. So it's like, not all people ain't bad. It's just most of the time, instead of like just have a balance in things, and then it's just that way you won't like people don't have to always come in unity when it comes to negativity. You could come in positivity too, Like I say, we have to have a balance in things, man. And without balance, everything just bush.
It's
Just like that,
it's
man.
it's depressing to me. When you hear negativity all the time. I honestly even stop listening to the news at time because I'm just having negative, 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 negative. So I don't listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
I create my own positivity. I do what I can to make positive things happen. And I just try and put it out there. And so I kind of assist people. I don't like negativity because it's not good for your health. It's not good for your
It's
mindset.
not
You understand? So I try not to
men.
deal with negative. And I
Yeah.
don't be around negative people neither. If I'm around you, all I'm hearing from you is complaining, negative, negative, negative. I don't want to be around that. You know what I mean? Talk about how we could change things.
There.
What you could do to change it. What you feel could work. You know what I'm saying? But don't be complaining, complaining, complaining. That's the reason why I had my radio show. I call my show Solutions with Senator Marvin Blyden. If you have a solution, don't be calling my show. Come with a suggestion. We all know what the problems are. Everybody know what the problems are. What's your solution? We all have solutions, and guess what? There's a solution to every problem we face here in the territory. Trust me. But it's how you go about doing it and how you follow up and follow through. It ain't rocket scientist. And that's the way I live my life. You know what I'm saying? If you're negative,
Mm-hmm.
don't come on me. You can see what the problem is, But give me a suggestion too now. Don't just be complaining all the time. You know where I'm coming from? Give me a
Yeah.
suggestion. Give me an idea. No idea ain't stupid. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. But don't come with
Mm-hmm.
negative. I can't deal with that. I don't deal with that. I don't deal with negativity like that. No. So that's my response to your question. Okay?
All right. Thank you once again, Senator Blyden. I respect your answers. It's been awesome to, just listen and we converse and understand each other. So I'm gonna turn it over to my man, Kemmo. You have a good night, sir.
Thank you. You have a good evening, Tony. It was nice also having a dialogue with you. Appreciate
All right.
your questions and your responses.
Yes. Thank you.
Good night, Senator Blyden. Thank you so much for being here and talking to us.
Good evening.
Um, I don't want to keep it time. We've been here for a while, so I just want to make my questions a little short and quick. First off, I just want to know your opinion on the current handling of the situation that the current administration has given.
Current, repeat the question.
The handling of the whole pandemic in the Virgin Islands, the government's whole take on it, how they've been handling it.
Let me tell you first of all, like I said, I don't pity the governor in terms of what his role right now because he's the first governor to deal with the pandemic.
Mhm.
I would say I believe they're trying their best with the information they are getting. Many states are struggling with responding to this enemy that we none of us can see that does not discriminate against any of us. I do believe that they are communicating with the public on a regular basis. They do 3 press conferences a week. They do the press box at least every Wednesday, I believe, and they are in the newspaper almost every day. So I will give them an A for their effort in terms of making sure they reach out and communicate with the people. The only thing I would say I would do different as an individual, as I stated earlier, is when it comes to the many individuals that's coming to our territory in terms of screening, because screening is key. We know they have started at the airport, but our seaports, I do have a problem with that. As you know, may not have known, I did a press release and an article about that because since the cruise ships stopped coming here, we have allowed everyone and their mother to come in on these boats, and they have basically been at every port on the beaches. and we have over 600 boats here in our waters, and we do not know how many individuals are on these boats. And it's almost impossible for us to screen and monitor all of these individuals all the time. I know they are doing their best, the government is doing their best, and I do appreciate it because we have spoken, we have met, what I'm saying, and they're getting assistance from the Coast Guard, from Port Authority, but it's still not enough. And until or unless we can control that to include the waste that they have to let off, they should be going out 3 miles at least every day to get rid of the waste. I'm not seeing a movement, until we can assure that they are not coming in here, shopping, doing what they have to do because they have to survive also, I have a problem with that. So until we can maintain that, that's the only area I see that we really need to improve in terms of keeping our people safe here in a society, keeping our coral reefs, our seagrass, our beaches clean, making sure that we do not spoil it for future generations, and on and on. So, but besides that, I think they're doing their best, and they are trying everything possible to keep us safe. I can say though, at the same time, I know they are getting many equipment from the federal government, but I would like to see, in terms of equipment and supplies, them utilize many non-for-profit and local businesses to help with making masks, etc. You see what I'm saying? But besides that, I would say they're doing the best. I cannot knock them because I see they're working hard. I meet with them, I talk with them, we have hearings, etc., and they're doing the best. But at the same time, many states also are struggling with this pandemic because this is something we have never seen before. And basically, it's a first for everything. But I must say, they are doing the best. So I'm not going to knock them. But I just say I would do some things differently in some areas. But besides that, I would say they're doing the best.
Yeah, anybody can agree. This is, as you said, this governor was the first and have to handle something such as a pandemic
Yes.
like this. So this is a first for many,
Yes,
many
it is.
people. So I guess their response has been good,
Yes.
in my opinion, has been good. Just like after the storms, it was the first time we get hit with 2.5. So
Yes.
the response is key. And so far, I have no complaints with what the current administration have been doing. But I wanted to take your take on lifting the stay-at-home ban. I know recently we was given the order to go out, but we have to wear face masks now. What do you think? Was it too early? Not enough? What's your opinion on that?
I spoke in depth about that several times, and honestly, I do agree with wearing face masks. That's a must. Because if you are asymptomatic, which is individuals who have the virus but don't show any symptoms, it protects you from giving it to someone else, and it protects others from getting it from you. So that's very important because many times you don't know who might have it. You see what I'm saying? Even though they're fine. So that's a very good policy to have. My only thing is, like I said, with certain businesses, I believe we should be careful how we open certain businesses at this juncture and at this point. Like I stated already, movie theaters, etc. We got to be very, very careful with those type of businesses. Now, when it comes to other businesses, which is essential businesses that have been open, like grocery stores, etc., you have to need to make sure that folks still maintain their social distancing. I know they said in terms of sports, etc., we just got to be careful how we go about doing that. But folks, need to get out, walk around, walk on the beach, do what you have to do to basically keep your sanity, because many folks are going through some changes right now also. In terms, if you listen to the news, there have been a rise in domestic violence, etc., because folks are just home all day, being frustrated, getting annoyed with each other, and on and on and on. So we got to be very careful and make sure that folks, have their mental health, because that's another issue also that people are not really talking about. But there are many issues with mental health and folks, acting up at this time. So the mask, yes, it's great. The key question is, how do we open to this new norm? Which businesses should open first, second, third, fourth, and how do we basically combine everything and bring everything together in order to keep everyone safe, maintain social distancing, and at the same time keep our economy going. So that is the question that the administration is going to have to answer, and the plan that they're going to have to roll out and make sure that they basically roll out properly, because if they don't, like the governor always say, he's going to have to go back and have people stay home again. So it must be done in terms of timing, the right timing, and the right plan. And that's the only how that's going to work.
Okay, I understand. And again, with the same planning, I guess for VI people would like to know what's in store for them. Like, what is the government doing to help them, similar to the CARE Act, which is happening with WAPA and the next bill?
Okay.
Anything like that is currently going on that VI people are looking forward to for support during these tough times?
Okay, very well. With the government helping individuals, I'm gonna take a little time on this, okay? Because there's so many areas that folks should be getting help, and I'm gonna do some advocacy right now myself, because I have been doing that. And whenever there's a medium for me to do such, I will. First of all, let's talk about our employees. And everyone knows that the Department of Labor has gotten over, I believe, 7,000 applications, and I encourage anyone that was unemployed as a result of this pandemic, please go to the Department of Labor and or go online. Go online and fill out an application for the Department of Labor in order to get assistance with your check. For many individuals who are business owners and small business owners like taxi drivers, hairdressers, barbers who are out of work for some time, apply to the small SBA, Small Business Administration, and or through the banks. They're doing it online and request to be part of the PPP program, which is the Paid Protection Program. The program was implemented as a result of the pandemic to assist small businesses and self-employed individuals to, number one, pay the bills in terms of the overhead, the light bill, the phone bill, what have you. Two, pay for the employees to bring them back online and to pay them. And three, to make sure that during this difficult time with all the different mandates by the different governors in the different states and in the territory, that they apply by those mandates, but at the same time, they can sustain themselves, their families, and their businesses. So it's very important that folks understand that those funds are there for you to use, because if you do not use them, we're going to lose them. And with those loan program, the PPP program is 100% refundable, which means it turns into a grant. If you pay back 100% of your employees, it turns into a grant. It's a write-off. You don't pay back. If you pay back 90% of your employees, you pay back 10%. So the point is, you go, you inquire, you fill out the application, and just have those discussions with whichever banking institute you decide to deal with. In terms of funding also, there are many individuals who qualify for food stamp at this time because you have lost your job or what have you. Go and apply for regular food stamp, and on and on and on. So most of those programs are there for you. Many non-for-profit organizations are getting funding also. So they are there also to help you. Whether you need help with food, water, supplies, you have Catholic Charities, you have Methodist Outreach, and you have other non-for-profit organizations that are there to assist you. Do not be ashamed or afraid to seek help. They are there for that particular reason. Also, in addition to that, I'm going to get further into details with the Housing Authority. I'm going to get further into details with education, because they also have programs to assist, number one, the students. I know the Housing Authority got $3.2 million from HUD to assist individuals at their properties to help with several areas, for instance, with Wi-Fi and connectivity when it comes to internet services, to make sure their residents are taken care of when it comes to the internet and then being able to do their work from home. They can also assist with small computers, inexpensive computers, and all Chromebooks and other laptops to help their tenants to make sure they can stay up to date with their schooling. And I've spoken with the director for housing to see what kind of plan they have in place, and they are working on a plan to roll out to do such. They also got money in there to help with protecting their seniors in the communities in terms of making sure they are protected from individuals coming to them, where they can provide different services to them in order for them to maintain their lives. The Department of Education, as you know, also are giving out free computers, and they have a schedule there. So there are many programs, federal funds, which I call free money, that have been put in place because of this pandemic to help our people here in the community. And we should and we must take advantage of every single one of them, because they were put there for a reason to use. And we must use those funds, and those are some of the things that are happening in terms of helping the people in the community at this most vulnerable time. That's my response to that question.
Thank you so much. I can see you're very passionate about this, and I feel like you have more to say on that. So I guess other people should probably tune into you, listen to you talk about this somewhat in more depth.
Yes.
But that was, you answered my question perfectly. Thank you so much. That's my last question. So I'll put it back over to Heat.
Say that one more time. I didn't hear that you cut off. Say that one more time. Sorry about that.
No, I was just saying thank you so much for being here, and I'll put it back over to our host for the night, Heat.
Okay, thank you so much, and thank you for your question. Great question. Okay, have a blessed one.
So let me just clarify what you said. So any student out there that says that doesn't have a laptop at work, they could go to the Department of Education and they can put a laptop to work.
The board, not a board, the Department of Education had a schedule. I believe they gave about 250 computers, and I believe I saw a schedule with them saying they have some more computers to give out. But what I'm saying is, I know that those computers went to the students that were kind of failing, who didn't have a high average, but I believe they have more computers to give out. But at the same time, at that time, well, what about those that were not failing and that do not have a computer and that want to keep up with their work and want to basically continue with their studies? Because many of them, especially seniors, have to go to college. They have certain tests they have to take. There's some other stuff that needs to be done for those individuals. And that's why I spoke to the Director of Housing, saying they also receive some funds to reach out to the Commissioner for Education and have a dialogue in terms of how they can assist, in terms of assisting other students. And in addition to that, I do a fundraiser. Every year I give out 10 scholarships to students to go to college and or technical school. And because of the pandemic, and I cannot do the woman empowerment prayer breakfast in which I raise funds to give the scholarships, I myself have also reached out to companies in terms of getting at least 10 computers to give to 10 students through Community Foundation in order to assist and do my part in terms of outreach from my office. My staff and I have been working pretty hard on that, and that's the next thing I look forward to doing. I hope to get more than 10 computers, but the least I want to give out is 10 computers. So there are other organizations that's assisting in trying to help our students in the territory with keeping up with their work and assuring that, especially in this time, with all of the funding that's coming through and opportunities, I believe every student in our public school system should have a laptop, Chromebook, or some type of device in terms of moving forward, because it's going to be a new normal. And I know in the States, almost every student have a computer and or a notebook and or a Chromebook or a laptop or some type of device in order for them to do the lesson. And I believe right now, despite this pandemic, I always see every disappointment or issue as an opportunity, and I believe it's an opportunity for us here in the territory to basically have all of our students online, hooked up with some type of device in order for them to get to a next level when it comes to their education, and basically being on par and being on a level playing field with their counterparts in the United States. That's just my opinion and my goal. And I will do everything I can to assist whomever with whatever in order to get to that goal.
Love that. Well, Senator Blyden, I think that's about all the questions and the time that we have right now. We really are glad that you came on the show with us today. Just remember, people, just remember to subscribe and click the button and follow us on all social media. Um, make sure to follow Senator as well. And he has his own show every Thursday, so make sure you check him out online. Solutions with Marvin Blyden. Solutions. So if you have an idea of any kind, hit him up. He's that kind of guy. He's that kind of senator. So
thank you so much. You all have a blessed evening. And thank you to the audience for tuning in. And again, please be safe, practice social distancing, wear your mask, and look out for each other. And please try and maintain your health. That's very important. And everybody,
Yes, sir.
Keep me in your prayers, and I will keep you in mind. Thank you.
Thank you. You do the same.
All right.
Thank you.
Nice seeing you guys. Okay,
thank you.
bless.
It's your boy Heat,
This your boy the Deets.
Kemmo.
and we are.
Out.
Yeah, listen, people.
Man, choke yourself. You don't seem body, but fuck it, I'm just hanging yourself. There's no trouble with you.
Listen, whatever, right? Let's ignore what you just said. All I'm saying is that go, subscribe, highly unbothered. I don't know why this one is going to be in the video.
Share the love.
And subscribe.
Share it.
Highly unbothered.
Share it.
HYGHLY. Highly with a Y. Twice. Unbothered. Go, subscribe, follow us. You can see a picture with the three of us. You know? And like us on Facebook as well, people. Like us on Facebook and Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. Check. This is highly unbothered. This is your boy Heat.
The Deets.
Love y'all.